Before we dive right into adding and subtracting fractions, we need to make sure we have the foundation laid out so that we know exactly what we're supposed to do and when we're supposed to do it. So our first step when we want to add or subtract fractions is we need to make sure we have a common denominator. Is the common denominator going to be the top number of the fraction or the bottom number?
The bottom.
Okay, right, bottom number. And so what we have to do is we have to say, is this number the same as the bottom number of the other fraction, or is it different?
Okay.
If it's the same, easy enough. Add or subtract the top numbers, leave the bottom alone. But most of the time, we're not going to have a common denominator, and we're going to need to multiply both the top and the bottom of the fraction in order to be able to make sure that that happens.
Okay.
So, here's our starting point. If I have 1/3 and I want to add 2 9s, look at those two bottom numbers. What are they?
3 and 9.
3 and 9. Are those the same or different?
Different.
Obviously they're different. So what we want to be able to do is we want to turn that 3 into a 9 using multiplication.
Okay.
Do you have any idea how we could do that?
Multiply 3 by 3.
Multiply 3 by 3.
Mm-hmm.
Now the big thing that we want to make sure with multiplying these fractions out is that we're not changing the value of the fraction.
Mm-hmm.
And so what that means is if I multiply the bottom by 3, what else do I have to multiply by 3?
The top.
Sure. Top and bottom. That's good. So when we go to change this 1/3 into a fraction with a 9 on the bottom, does my 3 times 3 that's on the bottom right now equal 9?
Yes.
How about the 3 times 1 on the top? What does that give me?
3.
Right. So 1/3 is the same as 3 9. Now if we look at the other fraction, it started out as a 2 9.
Right.
Now look at the two bottoms. 3 9 and 2 9. Do we have the same number on the bottom or a different number on the bottom?
Same.
So do we have a common denominator?
Yes.
Okay. So our rule tells us once we have that common denominator, add or subtract the top numbers, leave the bottom alone. So, what are the two top numbers?
3 and 2.
And what sign's in the middle?
Adding.
So 3 plus 2 gives me what?
5.
5. And what number's on the bottom?
9.
9. Remember, we don't change that bottom number. We leave it alone. Got it?
Yep.
Okay. But the question still remains, what do we do if the bottom numbers are different?
Okay.
So we do the same thing. We're going to multiply, but instead of only having to multiply one fraction, we're going to have to multiply both.
Okay.
Look at this example. 2/3 minus 1/4. What two numbers are on the bottom?
3 and 4.
And what two numbers do they have in common?
12.
12. So what could I multiply the 3 by to get 12?
4.
Okay. And if I multiply the top, what else do I have to multiply?
The bottom.
The bottom. That's right. I got to multiply both.
Okay.
Now look at the 1/4. If I want to turn that 4 into a 12, what would I have to multiply by?
3.
3. That's right. So look at the top fraction. 4 times 2, what does that give me?
8.
8. And the 4 times 3 on the bottom gives me what?
12.
So 2/3 is the same as 8/12. So you're with me on that conversion?
Yes.
Okay. Subtraction sign in the middle. What's 1 times 3?
3.
And 4 times 3?
12.
Do I have a common denominator?
Yes.
Yes. So what can I do with those top two numbers?
Subtract that.
And 8 minus 3 gives me?
5. Over
5.
12.
Good. 5 over 12. So now that we've looked at an example of multiplying both bottoms or just one of the bottoms, we're going to try one on your own, okay?
Okay.
Ready for that?
Yes.
Alright, give it a shot. We're going to do 2/3 plus 1/5.
Okay.
Here you go.